Have you ever wondered why some people seem to carry misfortune wherever they go? It's a puzzling phenomenon, isn't it? But what if we told you there's a law of power that can explain this? Welcome, friends, to our deep dive into the 10th law from the powerful book, The 48 Laws of Power, aptly titled, Infection, Avoid the Unhappy and Unlucky. This law sheds light on the concept of emotional contagion, a psychological phenomenon that makes emotions infectious, almost like a common cold. When we surround ourselves with negative individuals, their pessimism can seep into our lives, affecting our mood, decisions, and ultimately our destiny. Conversely, positivity can be just as contagious, uplifting our spirits and steering us towards success. So, are you ready to explore this intriguing law of power and how it influences our lives? Stay with us as we delve deep into this intriguing law of power. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to help us grow. Picture this, a man who, despite his best efforts, always finds himself in the midst of chaos and misfortune. Let's call him John. John is a man of good heart, always willing to lend a hand, and yet the wheel of fortune never seems to spin in his favor. John's life is a series of unfortunate events, a constant struggle against a tide that relentlessly pulls him into a whirlpool of despair. He's the kind of guy who, even on a bright sunny day, will inevitably be the one to step into a puddle, soaking his shoes and dampening his spirits. Despite his constant efforts to improve his circumstances, the dark cloud hovering above him never seems to dissipate. He tries to start a business. It fails. He invests in friendships. They betray him. He falls in love. It ends in heartbreak. It's as if an unseen force is working tirelessly, ensuring that every endeavor he embarks on is destined for failure. The question that arises here is, why? Why does John, despite his best intentions and efforts, always find himself embroiled in an endless cycle of misfortune? Is it the universe conspiring against him, or is he just cursed with bad luck? But let's take a step back and look at it from a different perspective. Perhaps it's not the universe or a curse, but rather the company he keeps. You see, John, in all his kindness, often finds himself surrounded by people who are unhappy and unlucky themselves. These are the people who constantly complain, who never see the silver lining, who are always the victims, never the victors. And this, my friends, is where we stumble upon a crucial realization. Misfortune, it seems, is not merely a matter of chance or fate. It's contagious. It spreads like a disease, infecting those who come in close contact with it. So, is it mere coincidence? Or is there a deeper, more profound reason behind this perpetual cycle of misfortune? The 10th law of power, infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky, holds the answer. We delve into the depths of this law, a principle that may seem harsh but is grounded in reality. It's essential to recognize that this law doesn't advocate for a lack of empathy. Instead, it warns us of the potential dangers of surrounding ourselves with those who consistently find themselves in misfortune, those who are persistently unhappy, for their state of being can, like a contagion, seep into our lives. Think back to the story we just recounted. The protagonist, despite their best intentions, saw their life spiral out of control simply by associating with individuals who were chronically unfortunate. This isn't to say that the unfortunate are to blame for their condition, or that they are undeserving of compassion. Still, the 10th law of power advises us to approach such relationships with caution. The law operates on the premise that emotions, attitudes, and luck, whether good or bad, are infectious. They can permeate through social circles, subtly influencing our own state of mind, our decisions, and our outcomes. It's like standing in a room filled with people who are coughing and sneezing. No matter how healthy you are, there's a good chance you'll catch the cold. The same applies to the emotional and psychological realm. Consistent exposure to negativity, to chronic unhappiness, or perpetual misfortune can condition us to adopt similar outlooks, to make similar decisions, and ultimately to experience similar outcomes. So the 10th law of power implores us to be mindful of the company we keep. It encourages us to surround ourselves with those who uplift us, those who inspire positivity and success, not out of malice or heartlessness, but out of self-preservation and pursuit of our own happiness and success. Like a disease, unhappiness and bad luck can spread, affecting those around them. It's a harsh truth, but understanding it allows us to make choices that better serve our well-being and our journey towards power. But how does this law apply to us in our everyday lives? Imagine being in a room filled with people exuding joy, optimism, and enthusiasm. It's almost impossible not to feel a lift in your spirits, isn't it? This is emotional contagion at work. The moods and emotions of those around us have a powerful impact on our own emotional state. Just as laughter can be infectious, so can negativity and misfortune. Consider a colleague at work who is always complaining, or a friend who is perpetually stuck in a cycle of bad luck. Being around them can be draining, and before you know it, you may find yourself slipping into a similar pattern of thought and behavior. This is an example of the law's application in a professional or social setting, but it goes beyond just our immediate environment. The media we consume, the online spaces we frequent, these too shape our outlook and affect our well-being. If you're constantly consuming news of disasters and tragedies, or engaging in online communities that focus on negativity, you're exposing yourself to a form of infection. Now let's look at it from another angle. Think of a time when you were influenced by someone's success or positive attitude. It's likely that their positivity and success rubbed off on you, motivating you to strive for better. This is the power of the company we keep. The essence of the 10th law of power, infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky, is about understanding the profound influence our surroundings have on us. It's about recognizing that the energy we surround ourselves with can either lift us up or drag us down. It's not about shunning those who are going through a tough time, but about being aware of the impact they can have on your own life and taking steps to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Make a conscious choice. Surround yourself with positivity and watch your life transform. So, what does the 10th law of power, infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky, truly mean for us? This law, in essence, serves as a cautionary tale about the company we keep. It's not about shunning those who are going through hard times, but rather steering clear of those who continually dwell in a state of negativity and misfortune. These individuals, whether consciously or unconsciously, can have a draining effect on our own energy and outlook. Just as a single sick tree can infect a whole orchard, a person perpetually steeped in bad luck and negativity can spread their misfortune and unhappiness to those around them. This law, therefore, encourages us to be discerning in our associations. It's about recognizing when someone's perpetual state of misfortune is a result of their own actions and choices, and not merely a string of bad luck. Let's consider this in the context of our daily lives. It's not uncommon to find ourselves in situations where we feel weighed down by the negative energy of others. Perhaps it's a colleague who always seems to be complaining, or a friend who can't seem to escape a cycle of bad decisions. These individuals can drain our energy, affect our mood, and even influence our own luck. In such scenarios, the 10th law of power advises us to distance ourselves, to avoid becoming infected by their negativity and misfortune. This isn't about abandoning those who need us, but rather preserving our own well-being by not allowing ourselves to be pulled under by the weight of their issues. So as we navigate through life, let's remember this law and the wisdom it holds. Let's be mindful of the company we keep and ensure that we surround ourselves with positive, uplifting energy. Remember, the energy you surround yourself with can either lift you up or drag you down. Choose wisely. And before we wrap up, please like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for our next deep dive into the laws of power. We've delved into the intriguing 10th law of power today. We've explored the story of misfortune, unveiled the essence of the law, and glanced at its real-life implications. This law, infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky, is a powerful reminder of how our surroundings can impact our own state of mind and fortune. As we journey through life, it's crucial to remember this law. It's not about shunning those in distress, but rather about making conscious choices to surround ourselves with positivity, ambition, and resilience. It's about understanding that our environment can either elevate us or bring us down. Reflect on this law, ponder its implications in your life. Are there changes you could make that align more with this principle? Remember, power is not just about control, it's also about the choices you make. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, remember, power is not just about control, it's also about the choices you make.